It's our 19th day, and it's a great day. We should be finishing up our Cactus show at this point, so stay tuned. Live from Pine Top, Arizona, it's That Painting Show starring the Color Queen.
Hello, I'm Beth Zink. Welcome to day 19 of That Painting Show. We're so glad you joined us. Today we're going to try to finish up our red cactus flower painting. But before we do that, Captain John, who is today's lucky duck?
Well, Queenie, that lucky duck is Terry from Peoria.
Terry! I know Terry. Uh-oh. The duck landed in the paint. Oh, goodness. We've got a
painted duck.
We have a painted, oh, it's not a mallard, it's a painted duck. All right. Anyway, Terry asks, when do you use glazing liquid? Actually, Terry, that's a really good question for today because glazing liquid, also known as acrylic glazing liquid, is made by a company, Golden. And then there's also Nova Color makes a glazing liquid called Slow Dry, and it's basically like thick water. So you use it when you're trying to blend one color into another. You see where I was working last week, where there are like really rough edges here, hard edges between one color and the other. Well, if I use glazing liquid, it blends one into the other. It looks milky, but it dries clear. So if I want to come in here and come back over these petals with that lighter red and to blend it into the darker red, I use the glazing liquid. See where it's kind of, you can see those lines that I created with my brush strokes last time? Now if I come back in over, it's a very translucent film of paint. See, I can blend right over. See how this is dark here? I can come right back over it and blend it and make it a little redder than it was before. Same thing here. I can come across this and make it a little redder than it was before. And basically what it does is it kind of takes one color into the other. Like if you think about colors going from dark to medium to light. Down here even, see how that kind of has a rough edge? If I go back over that with some glazing liquid, it's a translucent change of color as opposed to an opaque change of color.
Just the color of your hair.
Yes, isn't this beautiful? I feel like a cross between Anne Margaret and Phyllis Diller, probably more toward Phyllis Diller. Captain John, you remember when we moved here from Colorado?
Oh, I do.
Ew, 1986. It was 112 degrees. We had a 4-year-old and a 7-year-old son, and we were moving into a house. The moving van came into Scottsdale, and we started thinking, what are we doing here? This place is too much. But it grows on you. We love it. It's very different from the Midwest where you grew up and the Northeast where I grew up. So amazing plants and vegetation all over this area.
All right. A cactus can survive how long?
Oh, no idea.
Well, estimate.
You mean, which cactus?
Well,
Like
in
a
general.
saguaro
In
or-
general.
Oh, I don't know, 100 years?
More.
200.
300.
No kidding.
300.
Well, I guess that's not unlike other trees. I mean, back east you have old,
Hundreds of years. Oak
yeah,
trees.
yeah, old trees that are, in Spiegel
Old
Grove.
Sherman. Old Sherman.
Redwoods, back in
Thousands.
Ohio,
Thousands.
old Spiegel Grove where you grew up nearby, they had trees that were hundreds of years old. The old Rutherford B. Hayes.
Oh yeah, my buddy.
Residence and historic national park or whatever it is.
Well, it was actually the family could stay there until 1963, and that included their great-grandfather, great-great-grandfather, which
Kids.
was Rutherford.
Their
Kids.
But-
And in 1963, they turned it into a national park.
And remind everybody, which number president was Rutherford B. Hayes?
Oh, it's easy, number 18.
Easy for you. Easy for you. Okay, what I'm doing here is
I'm gonna check it out.
what I'm putting in here is I'm doing the dark green, highlights and shadows. I added this cactus pad here, which was not in the original drawing there, and I'm adding another one here. I always like to put the highlights on the high side, and in this case, the right side. Highlights are on the high side and the right side of all the elements. So I'm putting this lighter color in, and then as it gets away from the sun, or if there's a shadow cast like this, is a shadow cast. Sunlight's coming this way, that means the shadow's underneath there. So I put the shadow in and I blend it. I'm not using glazing liquid right now because I'm just using a lot of paint. When people concern themselves with painting in acrylic versus oil, for example, they're concerned that it dries too fast. But you know, if you put enough paint on your brush, if you put enough paint out on your palette, you won't run out. So try to paint fast and try to use a lot of paint. Those are some of my best recommendations I can give you, because if you put out too little bit of paint, then when it's time to come back and put in a shadow or something, maybe you won't have the color that you need. So put the paint out. Don't be stingy with the paint. Be generous with your paint. What?
Queenie, I have another trivia question.
Okay.
The tallest cactus.
Gotta be the saguaro.
You want it? Well,
Gotta be the
I
saguaro.
need more specific. Begins with a C. Cardon.
Cordon?
Cardon.
The cordon? Wow.
And what's the record height?
Please. I have no clue.
63 inches. Seems low, doesn't it?
That doesn't sound right.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, do you mean like, is it dimension? Is it?
6 foot 63. Let me recheck that, okay?
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Oh, they've been going up for 100
we have
feet.
saguaros that grow.
75 feet.
Yes.
Let me check that.
We have saguaros.
Bad info.
Somebody's got mixed messages going on. You know how that is. Ha!
All right, well, let me go the other side.
All right.
What is the smallest cactus? You're not going to guess this, but it's
Pincushion?
What?
Pincushion?
Blossfeldia lilliputiana.
Oh, Lilliputian. That comes
Yes.
from
Yeah,
what's his name?
Gulliver's Travels.
Gulliver's Travels, written by.
Was named after
Who wrote Gulliver's Travels? I forget.
Swift.
Okay.
John Swift. I don't know.
Jonathan?
And how big or how small is that little bugger?
That little Lilliputian? I don't know.
1/2 inch.
Hey, I have one for you. I learned this when I went to the Desert Botanical Garden several years ago. This is a question. How come you never see a baby saguaro cactus? And you know, everybody knows, I don't know if you know, saguaro cactus are the great big tall giant trees that are all over the Sonoran and what's the Mexican one?
Sonoran?
Sonoran Desert?
The Chihuahuan?
Yeah, anyway. How come you never see a baby saguaro cactus?
Because someone probably ate it.
Well, I just put down burnt umber in little dots. The dots on the pads of the cactus are exactly equidistant. Nature is amazing. It's geometrically very balanced. So these dots, or I like to call them buttons, they're also called orioles, are where the cactus spines come from. Some cactus have little tiny spines, some cactus have great big giant spines, some have just little fuzzy buttons, but they all have this. And so I put those on. I put a dark button or a dark dot equidistant across all of these. Whoops, I forgot the bottom ones. And I have to let these dry for a few minutes before I can put on the next part. So I just wanted to put those on for you. Medium-sized brush, just touching with a little button. You know, folks, as hard as I wanted to get this done today, I don't think I'm going to be able to. We're going to need one more segment to finish. But we're making great progress, and we'll do final touches. We'll put in the spines, we'll put in the center of the cactus, and all the pistil and the stamens, and all of that next time. So before we leave, I wanted to tell you we are having a sale on our website. It's called Oldies But Goodies. Actually, it's on our newsletter. If you receive our newsletter, it's called Oldies But Goodies. And basically, it's original paintings of mine that are a little older than others, but they're still wonderful. Up to 50% off. And if you don't receive our newsletter, go ahead and sign up on the website. Just go to the Contact Us page and sign up on the newsletter. Also, we have Pearls of Wisdom. Today from Yogi Berra. He was a funny guy. He said, keep trying, stay humble, trust your instincts. Most importantly, act. Then he says, when you come to a fork in the road, take it. Funny guy. Anyway, thanks for joining us. Stay safe, and we'll look forward to seeing you next time. Bye-bye.